Mr. Sullivan, I'm aware your research interests lie in the mathematical field of algebraic topology. Can you tell us a little bit about algebraic topology, specifically your research interests, in terms that the layperson would understand?
You have to be hit by a truck, literally by a truck, in order to not see how great my research is. We have homotopy groups, and in China, they have homotopy groups too. And their homotopy groups are better than our homotopy groups. Their homotopy groups are smarter than our homotopy groups. Have you seen our homotopy groups? Our homotopy groups are like a third world country's homotopy groups. That's why my research is going to make homotopy groups better. We're going to make better homotopy groups. We're going to make smarter homotopy groups. I'm going to bring in tremendous jobs. We're going to knock the hell out of ISIS.
Mr. Sullivan, you're a mathematician. How
Excuse me.
exactly will your research...
My homotopy groups, my research, my homotopy groups, I work with only, I have friends, and they say, I work with only the best topological spaces in my research. And nobody knows topological spaces better than I do. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Nobody knows topological spaces better than Mark Sullivan. Nobody.
So let me just repeat the question, Mr. Sullivan. Algebraic topology is commonly thought of as the study of topology, which is the mathematical study of space, using abstract algebra, which is the mathematical study of operations on sets.
Well, I'm very proud of my research. The media doesn't like to talk about it much, but I'm very proud of it. I'm very, very proud of my research. I've done research on topological spaces, and I've done some tremendous work with homotopy groups. And you really have to see this research on homotopy groups. It's the best research on homotopy groups around. And I'm not saying that in a braggadocious way, but rather everyone around says that my homotopy groups are the best homotopy groups that you will ever find.
Mr. Sullivan, one of the highest honors for a mathematician's work is to receive the Fields Medal. A recent recipient of the medal was Andrew Wiles, who won the prize for proving Fermat's last theorem. Do you also intend to win the Fields Medal, or are you content to having your research be a part of a community that cooperatively produces great results?
He didn't get the Fields Medal because of his research, but rather because the Fields Medal is rigged. It's rigged. It's always been rigged. I've always been saying that it's been rigged, and it's rigged now. And that's why Andrew Wiles got the Fields Medal. You look at Andrew Wiles. He's been at Princeton for 30 years. And what did he do? He proved one theorem. Thanks for doing a great job, Andrew
Fermat's last theorem was a 300-year-old problem before...
Fermat's last theorem is easy. Anyone could prove it. I could prove it. I should have gotten the Fields Medal. If anyone should have gotten the Fields Medal, it should have been me for my research.
Mr. Sullivan, isn't there any amount of praise that you can offer for a mathematician who... Mr. Sullivan, you have a book on your head.
No, I never said that.
I know you didn't. I said...
I don't see it. I don't see a book on my head.
That's because it's on your head.
There's no book on my head. There's no book on my head. If it were on my head, I would know it because it's my head. If it's my head, why can't I see the book on it?
Because it's on top of your head.
Listen, I don't have a book on my head. But if I did have a book on my head, I would be willing to take it off if Andrew Wiles would release the 5,000 emails he sent in which he said that Fermat's last theorem was not true. And then he supposedly publishes a paper in which he proves Fermat's last theorem. And that, to me, is rigged. He should not get the Fields Medal for proving a theorem that he said was false.
Mr. Sullivan, please take the book off your head. It's rather distracting.
There's no book on my head. There's no book on my head. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Sullivan, please take the book off of your head.
By the way.
Mr. Sullivan, what exactly are you doing?
Fuck you, I'm a bird.